I'm moving. I'm leaving this beautiful apartment that I've been in for about a year. Oh my God, I thought there was a cat walking on a leash outside. I am moving out of my apartment, and before I do, I wanted to give you a little tour of the place. This is the first place that I've ever lived alone, and it was such an amazing experience. I felt like this was really good for me to be able to gain some independence, figure out how to set boundaries and rules for like my own home, how I wanted it to be when people came into it, and just really feel like I was taking care of myself and taking up all of the space that I wanted to and needed to. In a lot of ways, I've had a really difficult year, and living alone has given me a lot of the space to heal and do what I needed to throughout that year. But when it really comes down to it, it is a little bit lonely to live alone. And when it came time to re-sign my lease, I just couldn't get myself to do it. I love so many things about this place, but there are a lot of things that I also don't like, and you don't need to hear about all of that stuff because it's all just like boring stuff. I moved in here last year in June, a month after I'd graduated from grad school. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I got my degree and then was sort of like, all right, I'm going to take the summer and try out this whole YouTube thing and see if it goes well and see if I like it, and if not, then I'll just have to go to my backup plan, which is using my master's degree. So, you know, all in all, not the riskiest of plans, although money-wise it was pretty risky because it was like, all right, let's see if I can make rent. But yeah, in the year that I've lived here, I feel like I have grown incredibly as a person. I've had so many beautiful memories in this place, and I'm really gonna miss it. I didn't think I was gonna get emotional. It's just a place, but also it's so special to me. There's so many amazing things that have happened here. And one of those things is that I really found a way that I like to create content, which is long form YouTube videos. And I feel like I kind of just created the job that I wanted to have in a way that I didn't think was really possible when I started out. And in a lot of ways, I feel like it's still not possible. Like I still have a ton of imposter syndrome about this, of like, is this actually happening to me? Like, I think you've got the wrong guy. So I thought as a final video to share with you here, I would do a little bit of a tour around this room. I am not gonna show you the whole apartment for a few reasons. First of all, like, you just don't need to see my bedroom or my bathroom. And second of all, I've already moved a lot of my stuff out actually from this place, because the place I'm moving into, I moved some things in early, and one of those things was my bed. So there's no bed in my bedroom, and everything else is just like an absolute mess from packing. And also just, I don't want to show you anything else. So we're gonna take a nice little tour around this room, which is the room that you know anyway if you've been watching my channel for a bit. And I just want to kind of talk to you about how I put the room together, because it was kind of a slow progression of, you know, deciding where to put things and deciding what things I needed and wanted. So yeah, without further ado, welcome to my studio tour. And I haven't decided what I'm going to call this video, if I'm going to call it like a studio tour or apartment tour or like office tour setup, because this room is kind of my catch-all living room office studio space. But that's not a very catchy title, is it? So welcome to my tour. Oh, hey. Welcome to my office. This is what you see when you first walk into the room. I used to have some more stuff over here, like a couple plants and stuff, but I took too long filming this video and had to move some stuff out already. But I have this nice lamp here and a little cork board with some stickers that I've gotten from things. And over here is my yarn closet. So you may have seen my video on how I organize my yarn closet, but right now it is a nice big mess. So if we look up here at the top, I have just like random stuff. I have a bucket full of scraps. I have a bag of polyfill and a bag of like mailers and stuff, and then just 2 candles in there just in case. This is how my yarn is stored right now. When I move, I plan to do something differently because this didn't really work. I feel like I couldn't really see what any of my stuff was and couldn't tell like what I was working with. And then if we come down here a little bit, More mess, more mess, more mess. And this is my like little corner of shame. This is a box of some stuff I want to donate, some other stuff that's just like mixed in there. I usually keep my lighting set up in here. I have like a ring light and some other little lights. Those go folded up right here. But right now they're just sitting in my bedroom because I'm hacking and so things are all over the place. This closet looks like it would be really big, but I don't know if I used the space very well, honestly. This rack, really don't like not bringing this one with me, but it's what I had at the time and I didn't really want to buy anything new, so there's that. A little section of this closet that I am pretty proud of though is, it's very simple, but I just put up some nails in here. The 2 empty nails used to be holding a bunch of cords and stuff, and then my circular needles, I hung them like this on a little nail in the closet. Worked pretty well. And then I store my packing tape on the top of this thing, just so I can always find it because I have so many rolls of it. And then if we come this way from the yarn closet, you will see my beautiful, gorgeous fireplace mantelpiece situation. As far as I can tell, there's no sort of working fireplace situation in here. So I just have some books down there and my big monstera. So yeah, this is my massive monstera. Here's what it looks like next to me for size comparison. It is literally like 2 or 3 times my size. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace for $75, I think, and it has just really taken over my apartment in a big way. I need to do a little maintenance on it because it's getting quite droopy. As you can see, all of these shoots are just like laying on the floor. I know I'm not like doing a great job taking care of it right now, but it's on my list of things to do at some point. And then up here I have some more of my plants. Sometimes this is decorated nicely and all like set up beautifully, and other times it's just sort of like I have plants up here. So right now I have plants up here. I have, you know, like a little thrifted teacup because why not? Some other little decorations. I have this beautiful robot painting that was sort of inspired by Castle on a Cloud. Ooh. Some more of my plants. And then over here I have my 100,000 subscriber plaque. This is for the Emma in the Moment channel, but at the time of filming, I think I'm like 800 subscribers away from 100,000 on this channel, which is crazy. So I'm gonna have 2 of these and I don't know what to do with them. I know it's kind of cheesy, but I have this up as a reminder of like, you know, all of the work that I have put in and all of the people who have believed in me to help me get to the point where I am today, where I can just like make videos for my job. And I love doing it, and hopefully you enjoy watching them and they can provide you with a source of like comfort or inspiration or something like that. And this is just my reminder that you all are literally the reason that I can do this. Now, continuing around really quick, this is a corner and an angle that you're probably very familiar with if you've watched any of my videos. I'm actually gonna take off my glasses because they're super reflective over here. But this is the angle and the corner of my living room that gets the most light. I have this nice bay window situation. This is the spot that gets the light. And so I move my chair right here and I sit and talk. And over here, if you've been wondering, this is a little tour of this corner. So this mirror is actually from the person who used to live here. They left it here and now I use it. This little tapestry is from one of my friends, Jazzy. They made this for me when we met up in Birmingham last year. It's like it's my Made in the Moment logo, and I love having it like hanging up on this mirror here. I also have my trans cowboy tapestry. The pattern for this is by John Elliott Knits, and this one is actually also knit by him, by John Elliott Knits. It's a pattern that I had my eyes on forever, and he sometimes like lists stuff on his story and is like, hey, if anyone wants it, you know, I'm selling this piece that I made for this much money. And so I bought this. It's really cool. It's reversible, and you know, it's this cool double knitting pattern. I've made one of their patterns before, which I'll get to. It's displayed somewhere else in here, but this was just one of those things where it's like, I really want to knit this, but I probably am not going to get around to it in the time that I want to be able to like have it up in my house. And I think that the yarn is really cool too, and they're just like really good at knitting these tapestries. So I got this from them, and now it's in my little corner. This is one of the things that, like, as soon as I was identifying as trans to myself, I was like, I'm gonna put this up. And people who have been paying attention and are looking for little signs to see what's going on with my gender, this is going to be there for them, but I don't have to like formally come out and say anything yet. So that was one of my little Easter eggs, I guess. And then over here, I have my duck wall. So these are prints, and at the very top, I have this pigeon painting. I'll get a close-up of it, but these are by Kira Sabin, I think is how you say their name. They are the person who does the duck stamp competition paintings every year. When I first posted about the knit duck vest that I made, people kept tagging them in my videos being like, oh, Kira would love this, you would love this. And so we followed each other and we had been messaging a bit, and it took years, but like we finally ended up doing a little art trade. They gave me a really cool sweatshirt, which you might have seen me wearing in some of my videos. It's like a dark green sweatshirt that says duck person on it. And then they also gave me these postcard prints and a like hand painted custom painting of a pigeon, which I think is so cool. I love having this corner with some art from really incredible artists that I wouldn't have connected with if I hadn't been like posting on Instagram and stuff. And that also leads me to the next thing, which is, this is my made in the moment rug. So this corner is very like overtly made in the moment, but I do like the colors and I think they look nice with the rest of the room. So I was like, you know what, it's an office, I can have kind of office-y things. But this rug and this tiny little mirror, both of these were from an art trade with Zayu Studio. I knit her an On Fire sweater, and I actually was supposed to make a pattern for it, and it just was like, this is not something that people need to knit. Like, this is just so hard. Took me forever. The shipping was like a huge pain, but it all worked out. We figured it all out, and now I have this really cool rug, and they have that sweater that I like really shed blood, sweat, and tears for. But yeah. Oh my god, what? Okay, this is scary. There's a mushroom growing in my plant. What? This can't be good. I've never seen this before. Look at this. What is up with that? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with that later. But this is one of my other plants. This is my floor plant. And then back here I have the behind the mirror on the radiator plant. All right, and if we come around over here, this is where I have my desk. I didn't clean it up before because it's always pretty messy, and so I figured I should just be honest and show you what it actually looks like most of the time. My desk has kind of a lot of fun little ways that I've set it up to make it work better for me. So welcome to the desk tour part of this video. I'm gonna go from bottom up because I don't know, I need to organize it somehow. Underneath my desk, I have this little foot roller that is supposed to be like a foot massager, but I refer to it as my like foot stim. So when I'm sitting working for a while, I will just be like running my feet over it for like the whole time I'm working. And yeah, it's really fun. It's a nice little thing to do while I work. Probably one of my funniest little features of the desk is I got this desk mat because I didn't want, hold on, let me close the window. So I got this plastic desk mat because I didn't want my chair to scratch up the floor. And for a while it was just a plastic desk mat, right? Just like plain with nothing underneath. And then I got this poster from my friend Paul. It is the When Harry Met Lucy sweater, and it's like a movie poster. Like, you know, the movies When Harry Met Sally, and I don't remember what the other one's called. Yeah, I don't know, I just totally blanked on it. But he sent me this poster, and I didn't really want to put it up because I didn't really have a place for it, but I wanted to have it somewhere in the room, so I just put it under this mat here, and now I work sitting on top of it, and I think it's really funny. And it's another thing that, like, when I look down to, like, find my little foot stim, I get to look at this. And Paul's always watching me while I work. And then over here is my little random shelf of stuff. I found this tiny shelf at Goodwill for like $5. I think it's the first week that I moved to Boston, and I've used it for everything from like a plant stand to a nightstand to a little bookshelf to now it is the perfect thing to have underneath this desk. It's a really good height, so I can put stuff on top of it. Like, I keep my colored pencils here. There's probably another spot I could keep them, but there's just like, there's space there, so I keep them there. And then on top, I have this basket, which is sort of random assorted things. Like, this is one of those baskets that you just have when you're working in an office inside your house, where it's like, I don't really know where to put this stuff, but I need to have it. So I have like one of my hard drives in here, I think, and then this wrist rest pillow that I crocheted that I don't use a ton anymore because I changed keyboards, so it's just in here now. Like label from the post office. Post-its. I have like a mic in here. It's not supposed to be in here. I have a different box for mics. And then my heat pad thing for my wrist for when I crochet too much. I have a tiny little scale for when I have to ship things, which thankfully is not too much because I hate shipping things. I don't know what it is. Like, the post office is not, there's a FedEx close, there's a post office that's not too far away. I just like do not like doing it. Then I have, just little bits and bobs and like, I don't know. These are boxes where it's like I need to go through it, and I probably don't use all of this stuff, but it's what we got right now. I have my Pinkest Pink paint from Stuart Semple, or sorry, the artist formerly known as Stuart Semple, who now goes by Anish Kapoor. He changed his name if you didn't see that. But there's nothing really interesting in here. I don't know why I'm spending so much time showing you what's in my box. But yeah, that was just like a box of crap that I had. And then underneath that, in my little area, is this box, which I'm not gonna be able to hold this up. I don't know why I'm even trying. Okay, I held it up. This is my, like, throw everything in here. This is all my tech box. I have my audio interface, headphones, microphones, which actually that microphone that was like running around before should be in here. But I like this one. It's a nice like IKEA box, and it's clear, so it's easy to see stuff. I mean, not that I have like that much gear that I wouldn't know where it all was, but so this is my desk. I love this desk. I'm gonna be so sad having to leave this place. I really like having these 3 windows here in front of me so I can look at the trees, I can look at the sky, I can look at the street. There's always people walking out there, which is so interesting. It's kind of like, you know, cat TV, where the cats watch birds and stuff and it distracts them. That's what it is for me. So when I'm working, if I need to take like a little break, then I just look out the window. And yeah, let's see what else is notable about this desk. Oh, one of my favorite things on this desk is this lamp. I got this gifted to me by a brand, and it's so sick. It turns on and off with a little tap. Wait, I didn't get it hard enough. This isn't sponsored. I'm not even going to tell you what the brand is because it was like a fine experience, but it has this light so that if I'm crocheting or if I'm drawing or writing or anything, then I can just like move it like all the way down to like right where I am down here. So I think that's pretty cool. I have this big computer. This is from Jada. She bought it a while ago and then ended up like upgrading her setup, and she drove it from New York to my apartment because the thought of taking this on the Amtrak, I technically I could, but it's really heavy, and imagine just like having a massive desktop on the train like that. I actually don't use this as much as I really would like, partially because not that I like didn't ask for it, I do appreciate it, but it's not like it was something that I needed in my setup, and I'm realizing it's something that I just like don't really use that much, but it is nice to have, especially like having multiple screens and stuff. This is my laptop. This is a really old MacBook Pro. Well, I say really old, it's from like 2020, and it just like didn't have enough storage space and all of that, so I'm actually on a different laptop now, and this one is just like, I still have it, but I don't really use it. And then the laptop that I have now is like probably my first big business expense, where I was like, I need this for work and this is my job, so I can like actually spend money on it from the business for the business. But yeah, as someone who grew up with like very frugal parents, where it was always like, oh, if you have one, you don't need to buy one. Like, why would you upgrade? You already have one, that's fine. That was like a really big moment for me to be like, well, I already have a laptop, but like I can't edit 1.5 hour long YouTube videos on this. Like, I edited the Mystical Creations yarn video on this laptop. That used to be my only laptop. So Anyway, over here I also have a Mendelssohn bust. This is a bust of Felix Mendelssohn, and his head fell off when I was bringing him home from the thrift store, and his head is right here. And the neck part is painted with not Vanta black, but Stuart Semple's Vanta black. What else do I have here? I mean, just like regular desk things, you know, like a massive Trader Joe's candle, a bag of snacks, a water bottle that has been there for a while and it's full. So this is very old water. Oh yeah, and of course we can't forget my office chair. For months I was sitting on this little gray like accent chair that wasn't even comfortable for like dining room standards. It was this like horrible chair and my back was hurting so much. And so this was like my first big purchase of like, I have to furnish the office. And I like this one. I wanted something that wasn't ugly, so this is, I'm making myself dizzy. This is my office chair. It's from the brand, I wanna say like Birch or something. All right, don't worry, we're getting close to the end. This side has a lot more action than the other side does. So over on this side, we have my big plant, which I actually just recently saw a picture of this from probably the month that I started crocheting a few years ago, and it has grown so much. This was a plant that I got from one of my friends in college when they were moving away and had to like give some of their plants away. And so I took this one in. So Abby, if you're watching, I have taken quite good care of this. And again, like for scale, this thing is almost the same size as my upper body, which is not saying much because I have a pretty small upper body, but over here is my bookshelf. I filmed a few videos here, I think, but you know, not much to say except I got this bookshelf from Facebook Marketplace and it's really cool. It's like it's antique, but it has this very interesting kind of modern shape where it squiggles out like this, and it's very pretty. I have a plant on top, of course, one of those like fake stacks of books that's actually a box. Some of my books, some more of my books, and some more of my books, and my mini traveling chess set. Guys, I didn't need to buy this, but it was when I was in grad school and I was like, there are so few things that are really giving me joy right now. And I saw this chess set. I think it was like $40, which I feel like is crazy for a traveling chess set, but I saw it and I was like, I need this. I have to be able to bring this to school and play in class with my friends. And the coolest thing about this is that the pieces are magnetic. So you can play on the go and your stuff doesn't fall off. And all of this is like, it's like I don't know. It looks like this hand-carved, handcrafted little wooden chess set. I bought this from like a game store. This is lovely. I need to put this in my backpack so I like always have it around. I feel like that would have been useful to have a few times this week. You'd be surprised how often you want a little mini travel chess set when you don't have one. And this is my gallery wall. I had plans to do a lot more with it, but I think it still turned out pretty cool. Let me tell you about all of the pieces on here. This is from Goodwill. It's just some sage, rosemary, and cowslip. Very nice little drawings. This up here is from a teaching job that I did for a knitting class in Cambridge. And there was like a teacher party and some of the teachers were giving out their work. And this is one of the things I got. And then this clock was a birthday present, I believe, from one of my friends. And it has a person with one boob out who's smoking. This right here is the Go Knit Yourself tapestry, the John Elliott's tapestry that I was talking about. I actually tested this design and I think it's so cool. It has this little creature who's knitting themselves. And this is my first project doing double knitting, so it is pretty, if you like look up close, it's pretty wonky, but I think it looks really nice. And then I have a mirror. This is from my friend Eleni. She gave it to me when she was moving out of California, I think. And then this over here is a print from Goodwill from like the 1800s because I live in Massachusetts and there's really old things in the Goodwills here sometimes. This is a visual representation of tens of hours of my life. It is The Kiss by Gustav Klimt, but it's a puzzle version of The Kiss. And you can tell because there are two pieces missing that fell out the last time I moved because I didn't have it in a frame yet. And now it is in a frame, but I didn't put it in correctly. So you can see it's kind of like falling off to the side with gravity. So I need to like secure it the next time I move. But anyway, just realized there was a picture of my ex still up. Clearly I don't look at this wall very often. And then over here, this is another Goodwill find. And this is a cigarette ad. Now I don't think you should smoke cigarettes, but I do think the aesthetic of cigarette ads is very cool. This one is from 1950. I got this at a secondhand bookstore in Gloucester, which is like north of Boston. And I thought it was so cool that I had to get it. And I think you'll agree when I say the wall looks pretty nice. And then here's my lamp that I bought from Target for like however much money when I moved in. Okay, so it turns out my camera died and I forgot to finish recording the rest of the room, but the last thing I wanted to show you is my coffee table. And the reason I'm showing this to you is because, first of all, it looks really nice. And secondly, and most importantly, it opens up inside. And this has actually become a very important storage space for me. This is where I keep all of my whips usually. I've moved like half of them over already. And then honestly, the stuff in here is a few unfinished projects, and then just like, there's a notebook in here, and a bag of stitch markers, and one crochet hook, and one cable needle. Like, this is stuff that needs to be organized, and I didn't get around to organizing it, but because it's basically a box anyway, none of this stuff is heavy, I'm just gonna leave it in here and deal with that when I get there. But I couldn't finish this tour without showing you the coffee table. Okay, so I'm packing up all of my yarn closet stuff, and I was going through this box, and I remembered a comment that I got on my last YouTube video where I was deciding if I was gonna finish or frog my project. And one of the projects that I decided to put in purgatory was this like rose tapestry, which is a really beautiful design by Ty Bailey. And I got really motivated to do it, and then I just stopped, and I was like, oh, I'll hold on to this because I might want to finish it at some point later. And then I read this comment on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna frog it now because I have to. I'm gonna insert parts of what the comment said while I frog this because it like really was a reality check, and I was like, I don't need to keep this. I don't need to hold on to this. The one that you put in purgatory is going to be found 90 years from now by your descendants. They're going to wonder what it was. They're going to throw it away because there's not enough of it finished for them to even have a clue as to where you were going with it. I put things in purgatory, and then I've moved, and they're still in purgatory, and now they're in storage and I'm paying for it. I think you should just frog it now while the frogging is good. Otherwise, it's going to be one of those things you come across in 10, 20, 50 years and figure you're going to do something with it someday, but you won't. That's okay. But when you get really old, it'll make you crazy, and then you'll still leave it there until that descendant comes by and throws it away. The socks are so worthy of finishing, and they're so cute. I also love your Santa Monica houses. You make so many cute things. What? Well, this is it. It's kind of crazy how echoey this place is now that it's completely empty. I have so many memories tied to this place, and it just like, I'm really gonna miss this place. It's so beautiful. It's the place where I started feeling safe to be myself for the first time in so many ways. And it's You know, there's a part of me that wishes I had this for longer, but there's a part of me that knows that I was here for the perfect amount of time and I grew in the ways that I needed to grow. I thought I would have a lot that I wanted to say at this point, but I think all I want to say is thank you for supporting me and watching me through my year in this apartment. It's been so special to have this space, and I'm just honestly like really glad that I made this video documenting this just for myself, for my future self, to be able to look back on it and go, wow, that's a space that I created that was entirely my own. That's so cool. If you've been like trying to figure out where I'm moving to or like what's going on next, I have been purposely vague because I don't really know what's happening next. There's a lot that's kind of in flux that I want to keep personal for now, but the main thing is on to bigger and better things and just being in a new space. It's time for a new space, and I'm so glad that I had the chance to live alone, and now I'm excited not to live alone anymore. I do feel like it's really easy to get sucked into this, like once I hit certain career milestones, then I have to hit these other milestones that are tied to that, where it's like once I'm making this amount of money or once I'm like doing this job or this thing, then that means that I should move out and live alone because that's going to be the thing that makes me happy. And I've sort of just gotten to the point where it's like, no, there's someone I want to live with and I want to have a roommate. And I love this place and I love being alone in a lot of ways, but I also love waking up and just like having a person that is also in the house. So yeah, I love this place. I feel like I learned so much here, and I'm excited to say goodbye and move on to the next chapter of my life. I hope you enjoyed watching my little tour, and I'll see you all next time.